What's up, guys? We are here to talk about the Deadly Duo events for 2022, and this is for the BeachFit Division. We're going to run through all 4 events and answer any questions that you guys have, and hopefully get you squared away to have fun on Saturday. So our first 2 events are going to happen back to back, basically. Okay, you basically are going to have 2 two-part events. That's going to be your day, and you're going to have a couple hours rest between it, maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours rest between your two-part events. So this is the first 2-part event. It's going to start with 3 rounds for time of this triplet up here. If you guys finish, there's a 9-minute cap. So if you don't finish in 9 minutes, you'll get capped. But if you do finish early, you will earn yourself additional rest. Then you will have a 2-minute rest, and then we have 3 rounds for time, similar format, triplet with a 9-minute cap, but the movements are changing a little bit. Okay, so let's run through the movements and the standards here. For our female teams, you're going to have 2 20-pound dumbbells. You'll be doing double dumbbell hang power cleans. The guys are just going to be doing 35s for the same movement. All right. So for this hang, typically it means doing it above the knee. We're fine with you guys going below the knee, but what we do want to see is locked out arms at the bottom. All right. We don't want to have any bend at the bottom. Right. Then you're going to clean it up to the shoulders, and then make sure you stand up at the top. So this could be a power clean where you stand after it, so you dip on the catch, but you still stand. This could also be a muscle clean where you just lock out the legs and get the dumbbells up on the shoulders. Okay, so either version works. Just make sure the arms extend at the bottom and you stand up at the top. 20 total reps. Those can be split up however you want between your partner. One person will be working and one person will be resting. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to be on to a 25 or 20 calorie bike. That's for men's teams and for women's teams. Again, splitting up however you want. And then 30 synchronized sit-ups, which I'll get down and demo these with Melissa. You're going to have a plate between you, okay? So the standard isn't necessarily, it doesn't have to be butterfly, but that's going to be the best version in terms of what your feet are placed. And your feet are going to have to be behind the plate. So you'll go down together. Okay, and then you're going to be forced to touch in the middle each time to show the finish of that rep. So you don't necessarily have to go down together, but you do have to go down and you do have to touch hands at the top to complete the rep each time. So 30 of those total, which means 30 each per person, since both people are working at the same time. So 3 rounds through of that, and we'll hopefully record a time. Hopefully you're going to finish that under the 9 minutes, okay? If you do not finish, your score, the unfinished reps will just be added. So let's say you had 10 sit-ups left in the 3rd round, then your score would be 9 minutes and 10 seconds. The unfinished reps will get latched on to the end of your score. Then you'll rest 2 minutes. We'll all start together in the next 3 rounds for time. This time it's a shoulder to overhead, okay? So most often this is going to be a push press where you just dip and press it up. Basically, we need to get to a lockout where the arms are locked out and the whole body is locked out as well, and the dumbbells are on top of your body, not out in front of you. Okay, this could also be a jerk. If you do a jerk, just make sure you do stand up and complete that lockout each time. Then we go back to the bike. So the bike is the same as that previous triplet, previous 3 rounds, and then we go into 30 jumping pull-ups. We'll show you guys how to measure that jumping pull-up here in a second, but same idea here, trying to finish all 3 rounds in under 9 minutes. If you do finish, you're done. If you don't finish, any unfinished reps are going to be added to your 9-minute time score. Anything else to add before we show the jumping pull-up?
Nope.
No, okay. So you can change the screen. We'll come back for events 3 and 4, and we'll show these jumping pull-ups. So we pre-measured this out for Melissa, but basically you want to reach up and you want this pull-up bar to be within an inch or 2 of the wrist. So this is on the more challenging side for Melissa. She could even go a little higher with her plates or with her box, so that bar could end up there a little bit more within her reach, which would make the movement easier. But this is good enough for her, so she's going to make sure she gets to locked out arms at the bottom, and then she's got to get her chin over the bar. So it's a combination of a jump and a pull to get her chin over the bar each time, okay? So those could be as fast or as slow as you want, as long as you get full lockout and get that chin over the bar each time. So 30 total of those. Those can be split up however you want, similar to the bike and the shoulder to overhead. So of those 6 movements, the only time that both people are working at the same time is those synchronized sit-ups. All right, let's go back for events 3 and 4. So kind of a similar format for events 3 to 4 in the sense that it is a 2-part workout, but in this case, it's just going to be a straight 20-minute running clock that's going to be broken up into 2 10-minute sections. So in the first 10 minutes, you're going to be working through this chipper in order, trying to earn as many burpees to the plate as possible at the end of that 10-minute section. As soon as that's over, you're going to go through the list in reverse from the wall balls up to the row, earning yourself as many jump rope at the end of that chipper. Okay, so the row, similar to the bike in the events 1 and 2, very self-explanatory there. You guys break it up however you want. You'll have one rower to alternate between. Then you're going into 50 dumbbell hang snatch. Okay, so similar to our hang clean before, we're okay with being below the knee or anywhere in this range, but we do need to see that arm straight at the bottom, and then we need to get locked out all the way overhead at the top each time. Okay, so 50 reps is every arm counts as a rep, so that would be 25 per arm, which can be broken up between the partners as needed. The dumbbell will then be front racked for some lunges. Okay, so anywhere in that front position is fine. It could rest on the shoulders, it could be in the hands, and you can either step forward and back, or you can do reverse lunges. Either one, just make sure that you do stand all the way up and you're taking a full step. So show us like that stutter step where you would meet in the middle, Mel. Well, that would still kind of count, but so meet them both in between there. Let me show that. So watch me. So if I go back and I step forward, but then I move this foot to meet the other one, that would be a no rep. That anchor foot has to stay the same, okay? So 25 per side on the lunges. Then we go into box jump overs. Okay, men's height will be 24 inches, women's height will be 20 inches. You do not have to open up at the top. You can stay low on this, okay? And you can step down on the other side. You just have to jump up for it to be considered a box jump over, okay? So that would be a good prescribed rep. Now, if you need to substitute here, you could do step-up overs, but you have to do double reps on this, okay? So you'd have to do just 100 as a team as opposed to 50, and you could do that, right? We're okay with one partner jumping, one partner stepping. That's fine. Just communicate with your judge so they can keep track, because they're going to have to divide the step-ups by 2 in order to match those up with the box jump overs. Then finally, we have the wall ball. So we need to see a full squat in order for this to count, okay? And then that throw, the ladies are going to be throwing into the blue line, and then the guys are going to be throwing into the black line, which we don't have right here in Mel's demo, but she could throw into the blue, and that would be a legit rep. Come over here and show us a front squat from the side. So at the bottom of that squat, if she goes in that bottom position, if I put a marble on her knee, it should roll backwards. That's a below parallel squat. That's what we're looking for. That would not be a below parallel squat, so that would not count, okay? And then max burpees to the plate to finish up. So you guys will have a plate out. In order for the burpee to count, your chest must touch the ground. So it's okay if your face is over the plate, but the chest needs to touch the floor, not the plate. And then you need to get on and off, okay? So you don't have to necessarily stand up. You could stay low. As long as both feet get on the plate and your chest hits the floor off the plate, it's a good rep, okay? So this is as many as you can finish in the remaining time, assuming you get there. So your score would be 250 reps for the men's teams, 240 reps for the women's teams, plus however many burpees you get if you get to them. Soon as your 10-minute clock is up though, you're done with burpees, you're going back in reverse order, now starting with the wall balls, box jump overs, front rack lunges, hang snatch, row, hoping to earn max jump rope now in remaining time, okay? So we don't have to go through the movements, everything's basically the same there. For the jump rope, when you get there, if you go singles, those are gonna count as 1 rep each. If you do double unders, each one would count as 2 reps. So if you get 10 double unders at the end, it's gonna add 20 reps to your score. So those that are very good at dubs, it will benefit you if you can hit those unbroken sets of dubs to go with the double unders. there. Just again, make sure you communicate with your judge. Hey, I'm going to be doing dubs, my partner is going to be doing singles, and then that way there's an expectation. It makes it much easier for them to count, and we're not missing reps for you. Okay, so this will be 3 and 4, events 3 and 4. This will be 2 individual scores. So at the end of the day, you're going to have 4 scores for the 4 different workouts, and you'll be ranked for each one. So if you have 5 teams in your division and you get the 3rd best score on a single event, that's going to be 3 points towards your total score. And it's like a golf score. You want to have the lowest score. So if you win every event, you would end up with 1 point for each event. You would end up with 4 points at the end of the day. And obviously no one would beat you if you won every single event. So that's how it's going to work. And yeah, you guys should be good to go for Saturday. Anything else that we missed?
That's it. Just make sure your game plans are strong. Make sure you're communicating with your partner. And if your game plan goes south on game day, you guys need to be calling those rep numbers out when you need to change it. So if I was expected to make 7 reps on something and I only get to 5 and I feel like I'm going to fail, I need to say I did 5 so they know we're counting up. Keep that continuous count between each other. So if your game plan goes south, you guys don't get caught in a counting limbo on game day.
Yep. Be ready to change it when you get punched in the mouth. All right, good luck on Saturday.